Benable and see who pops in. I did a live earlier today to go over Benable tutorial, but I haven't yet gone live on YouTube by itself without like OBS or TikTok being the focus. So I wanted to get on live and just see who comes in if I'm just here by myself. I am someone who works with Benable. That's what my whole account is about, is making money through Benable. It's a free app here, and it's amazing. I have made over $400 Canadian, well, $400 USD. It's over $400 Canadian through Benable in the last 2 years on selling any product without having to sell it. Now, let's track back and explain how that works. When you list an item on Benable, what's really, really great is that I can, take footage, I can create content, I can make all of these things surrounding a product, but I don't have to physically box and ship and sell it to you. Essentially, what a person does when they go over to my tree is they click onto Benable. They don't have to have an account. They don't have to, sign up or do anything for that. They go into my Benable and they click on one of the lists that interests them, and then they click on a product. It could be this. I have Barks Root Beer over on my Benable. But you click on that product and you end up on places like Walmart or Target or I don't know, Canadian Tire, Home Depot, Lowe's, like all of these places that give me a kickback. So there's no additional charges, there's no additional fees. You're not paying for anything through Benable. You're essentially just getting a recommendation from me, going over and supporting the brands that you would normally support. And these brands also own yachts and stuff. And so, like a little person like me, that's huge that I get a little tiny sprinkle of that when I recommend something as basic as this, right? And the other cool thing as I grow on TikTok and YouTube is if I, put these brands in my videos, I can then tag those brands and maybe I have an opportunity. But Benable as well creates opportunities with the brand partners that are on their page, and it gives me the connection point to be put in front of those brands. So I really, really like everything about Benable. I have been working with them for about 2 years now. One of the things I struggle with as a content creator is not having enough comments, not having questions to be able to create content around things that you guys actually care about. That's something that, I'm working on. Like, I can show all day long tutorials on how to make a list, how to optimize a list, what kind of things sell better than others for me. Doesn't mean that it might not for you, right? For example, I am a Canadian mom of 210. I focus a lot of my content around my children, around, just the ability to be at home and things like that. So for me, it makes sense to recommend products that are things that are around the house, things that we use on a daily basis, things that I get really excited about. However, somebody who maybe is into fashion and is doing fashion content might be, putting up those Louis Vuitton bags. They might be putting up, different products that I necessarily wouldn't think of because I think they're too like posh for me and I don't have the content. I'm not buying those products. So how can I get in front of those products and be excited about it? What do you mean? I'm just saying that sometimes when you're working with Benable, you want to make sure that you're using products in your listings or that you're excited about the potential of the product. Because a lot of the times, even myself included, I have some listings that I'm like, oh, this is really, really amazing product, but I don't have it or I'm not going to buy it. Hi, guys. And so then it becomes, are you truly excited? Can you get in front of that product? And so that's kind of like my struggle point is I think that, somebody who is in that niche, who is doing those things, amazing all the time, right? I actually have a makeup list in my Benable, and it actually has had sales. Ew. I know somebody who is on TikTok that is a makeup artist, right? She does makeup all the time. So it makes sense for her to have multiple makeup lists. For me, I've made sales and I have this one makeup list and I'm a mom. Right? And so like I get a kickback from Sephora, I get a kickback from Ulta, I get a kickback from ColourPop. I love ColourPop, by the way. I want to buy ColourPop stuff because it's cute. It's adorable. I'm a huge packaging girl. I like things that are pretty packaging. I like little things like that. And if I was gonna splurge on myself, this is the other thing, right? Being a Canadian mom, struggling, trying to claw my way up, I don't get things for myself. I dye my hair like once every 4 or 5 months with box dye, and I don't get anything else done to myself. So everything goes into the kids. Even Benable. So I have had 4 cash outs. We are about $3 and odd cents away from having our 5th cash out on Benable. I'm also like fairly far behind in uploading. So I have content that I've produced on TikTok and I repurpose it on YouTube. I have that scheduled until like December something, maybe even the first week of January. I'm still making content on TikTok and I haven't uploaded that yet. So that's kind of where I'm at. That's what I'm doing. I'm enjoying it a lot. I have over 100 lists over on Benable. We're doing a contest. So if you haven't heard about the contest yet, Benable on their IG account, they have a contest running until November 29th where you can create a list that is for small local businesses and put it up there. And if you share the link within that form, which you can find in my link tree as well, then you get an entry to win one of 5 prizes of $100 before Christmas, right? It's a free app, doesn't cost you anything. You can make a list of 15 to 17 local businesses in about an hour and a half to 2 hours or less, and you could have an entry into a $100 USD prize. Like, you have time to figure it out. And so, like, there's little things like that that really excite me and keep me going and keep me doing things on Benable. I make on average 2 lists a month on Benable to keep it moving, constantly having traffic coming in. That is the key. I lack traffic. That's why I'm going to all these other places, because I know that when somebody clicks my link on my tree, that it then gets me more traffic over onto my Benable, which leads to sales. There is, of course, a way for you to join for free, which is my invite code, which is BGYK6. You can also find that in my free guide. So I have that all listed in my tree. And I hope that you guys take a poke around just to even see what the hell I'm talking about. And if it interests you, I really hope that, support starts coming through. And I'm so excited for tonight that we've had a few views and actually a few comments on live tonight. So maybe I should do more just YouTube centered live content. We are at 50 followers currently. We've been at 50 followers for about 3 weeks. So I'm excited to see where we grow, what we do. If you want to be in the know, on Mondays at 11 a.m. Eastern time, I do a back-to-back live at the same time on TikTok. So I have TikTok and YouTube open. On Wednesdays, I do a workshop on TikTok only at 1 p.m. Eastern time. So I hope to see you guys there. I might do these random pop-ups from time to time because I think these are really good, and YouTube automatically posts it afterwards. So you get to see what I'm all about and all my quirks and my weird things, and hopefully you'll just find me and, ask me questions, ask me what you want to know so that I can create content around that. All right, now for me to try and figure how to close it from here. We shall see. Oh, is it just X? I hope that you guys have a great night.